Hi everyone, welcome to Thursday, and like every Thursday we are doing a share and review. Today we're going to take a look at a recently new listed company that's on the New Zealand share market. It's called Taiko Critical Minerals Limited. It only listed on the 5th of March and it's only been trading obviously a few days. So we'll take a look at this and see what's happened there as well. Just remember though, this is for educational purposes only. Definitely not intended to be personalised financial advice. If you're looking for that, you do need to go and have a chat to your own financial advisor. If, however, you are wanting to learn a lot more about investing, whether it's the share markets, the international markets, by all means, sing out, let me know, and we will see what we can do. Love to help you. Now, let's take a look. Okay, as you can see, I've got up here on the screen Taiko Critical Minerals Limited, and they listed here back on the 5th of March. Because they've only just listed, as you can see, they've only traded for 4 days, which I found quite interesting because the 5th of March is obviously a Thursday, you had Friday, then you had Monday, Tuesday last week. However, nothing for the rest of the week. So I do find that quite interesting. When I look, there's not a lot of volume. So if I hover on that first candle there, obviously it opened at 1.7 cents. It had a high of 22 cents, and that's also where it closed. So that can be quite encouraging. But when I look at the volume, you're only looking at 1.82 million. And then on Tuesday, 1.77 million. There was only 830,000 on Monday, and Tuesday, again, there was about 73,000. So not a lot of volume. So that, to me, is not encouraging. But a little bit like the other share that we did a couple of weeks ago that had only just listed, this one is a little bit different in the fact that it actually closed higher than where the share obviously opened for that week. But then we've had 3 down days in a row. So now the share is trading at about 21.5 cents. It hasn't got down to the low of where it first listed, or its listing price of, like I said, 1.7 cents. However, it is trending down. So that is definitely something that we do need to be mindful of. And I wanted to draw this attention because obviously we've had very few new listings come up on our share market, and we've had 2 now in about 3 weeks, which is absolutely fantastic. But this is just something that I want you to be mindful of, is that when a share does list, quite often, this is what you see. Not all of them start off and go gangbusters. I like to wait and see until a share's been trading for a reasonable amount of time, and then I can run things like my moving averages over it to make sure it's trading above those and giving it a chance to sort of settle. Every now and again, you do get a share that will explode from day one listing, but it's not always the case. And that's, like I just said, why I like to give them a chance to settle and see what happens. The other thing for me, for this share here, it's what we refer to as a penny stock. So it's only trading at the moment at about 21.5 cents. I don't want to go into shares that have that lower price. Reason being is because they can keep continuing down, and you can go to zero. I have had shares go to zero, one in particular when I first started learning to do this on my own trading journey. And that's why I do not want to see low and invest into low value shares. Obviously in the New Zealand market, it's a little bit hard, but I do want to be seeing something that's trading at least a few dollars. When I look at the US market, I do not invest into anything that's trading at below $20, just because in my experience, I found that if they're trading and they're a little bit higher price shares, they tend to, on average, be better performing. It's not to say everyone's going to be a winner, because it's certainly not the case. And I have had shares that have fallen down to single digits, but they just gives them a little bit more chance, if you like, to get established and get a run happening. So for me at the moment, this Taiko Critical Minerals definitely would not be on my radar, but I wanted to show you this just to help you out. Something actually that I have had people say to me in the past, when they look at buying into penny stocks like this one, they quite often will say to me, but Cara, it's only trading at a few cents. If it goes up to 42 cents, then I've doubled my money. Yes, that is true. However, it is very unlikely that it will double in price in a very short time frame. So that's why, again, I don't tend to touch them. I want to see something that's got a little bit more of an established run. Don't get me wrong, I used to, and was very lucky, I would have to say, when I first started trading or investing into shares. I did initially only purchase the initial public offerings, and I did get very lucky and had some very good successful ones. However, it's certainly not a strategy that I use now, simply what you can see here with Taiko Minerals. So anyway, I'll stop sharing. I really hope that's helped. If you've got any shares you would like me to review or anything you'd like to know regarding share trading, share investing, that sort of thing, by all means, reach out. Let me know the ticker codes, and I can even do a share and review for you. So anyway, until next week, take care.